there is currently a very, very real possibility that Donald Trump will be indicted within the next week or so. This is not good for us, guys. This is not good at all. For any Trump supporter, I think we kind of know what this means. They ain't done with him. He's still obviously a threat, right? Donald Trump, they still have Trump derangement syndrome. They're still terrified of him. They still recognize him as this outsider who actually has some kind of real risk to the political system. So, what are they doing? They go with any means necessary, as always. We saw what happened in the 2020 election. We are all very aware of what they had to do. You know, mail in ballots. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. So, we know they'll stop at nothing, and now they're going to arrest him. I think this is a very likely possibility. I think more than likely it will end up happening. There is obviously still a chance that it doesn't. I give it 75-25 on whether it does or doesn't. It makes sense just politically that it will happen, that they will actually follow through with this arrest. What is he being charged with, you may ask? What would they indict him for? Uh, It ties back to the Stormy Daniels case that was going on a while ago. There's allegations that he paid her off to keep an affair quiet or something along those lines during the 2016 cycle, as obviously that would be a massive blow to his electability. But Trump, I don't really think he did it, to be honest. He's kept his innocence throughout, saying that he never had any kind of sexual relationship with her. I have extreme doubts about this and that it's actually true, but that doesn't matter. Truth does not matter in today's society. I think we all recognize this at this point. Truth does not matter. Everything's been inverted. Everything that is good is now bad, and everything that is bad is now good. Truth is now lies, and lies are now truth. Everything in a moral society has to be inverted to make way for liberalism. So, they will invert Trump's truth into some kind of evil that he didn't actually commit. So, like I said before, I have my doubts. I'm sure most of you do as well. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't actually matter if this process is followed all the way through. It doesn't matter if he is actually charged with anything, right? I think you guys get this. Donald Trump, if they can keep him in the system, if they can get him into the court, they can arrest him right now, get him into the court, get him to put a bunch of money into a long, drawn out case, which is what this will end up being. Get him to put money into it, get him to put energy into it. What does this do? It distracts him from the campaign trail. Why? Why would they want to do that? Well, all they have to do is make it through the Republican primary. Distract him through the Republican primary, tarnish his name for a crime that, as far as I'm concerned, as of right now, I have no reason to believe that he actually committed. They'll keep him distracted, keep him in there till the Republican primary starts up. Ron DeSantis will come in. He is right now someone that is very electable. He's an in the system guy. They aren't terrified of Ron DeSantis like they're terrified of Donald J. Trump. He'll go in, he'll get on the trail, he will more than likely be able to add on to this tarnishing of Trump's name because, this is a really bad case to have on you. If this was true, it would be a really bad sign. That's not something you want in a former president or your future president. You don't want someone who's having affairs with stars, I'll call her. So, yeah, it's no good. They'll keep him distracted. DeSantis comes in, sweeps the Republican primary, wins that. Trump is out of politics for good, and they didn't even have to charge him with anything. They don't have to send him to prison. It would be far too obvious. I don't think there's any shot that this case gets carried all the way through. I don't think that he'll go to prison because it doesn't make sense. Politically, it's a bad move. There would be outrage. There would be global, at least in the Americas, but more than likely global outrage if Donald Trump was in prison. There's a solid amount of outrage with Andrew Tate in jail. Imagine if they sent Donald Trump to prison. The world would burn. America would fall apart. Like it already is falling apart, but we would see a complete, broken, and destroyed American society if Donald Trump is imprisoned. Because, I mean, I don't think most of us would believe that it would or was rightful. Because we don't think Trump's a criminal, to be honest, and we've seen what they are willing to do to tarnish one's name. We saw what they did to Tate. We can imagine they would do the same to Trump. So, distract him. Don't let him on the campaign trail. Don't actually, excuse me, don't actually charge him with anything because that would be far too obvious. And he's still out of the political system. You still won. All they have to do is keep him in the legal system, keep him in the court system for like a couple months, really. If they can do it throughout the rest of the year, they can get this case to last 9-ish months. They've won because that won't be enough time for Trump to campaign. It would absolutely be the end of the Trump era, and that's what they're attempting to do. So let's not let them do this. We got to keep the word going. We got to keep fighting for Trump. We've got to be honest with each other, with ourselves, keep fighting, and never let down, never die. Can't let our morals die or we lose everything, right? So, yeah, keep fighting. Remember that Trump is innocent until proven guilty. Make sure that you are spreading the word, spreading what is going on. And don't forget about the timing about this because it's going to go over a lot of people's heads. This wasn't on accident. It wasn't on accident that not only was this the day that Trump was finally back on social media, it wasn't an accident that they silenced him right after unsilencing him. And it was also on St. Patrick's Day. Everyone's distracted. Every people are drinking. So, yeah, everyone's distracted. They don't notice this is going on. Boom, there you go. Good old conspiracy for you guys. So now we know what's going on. So, yeah, remember that we can't just let die. Let's continue to fight for the Trumpster. He is the future of America. He is our only hope, the only outsider. We can't let DeSantis win. DeSantis is part of the political system. Do not forget that. But on that note, I'm going to sign off. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, greatly appreciate it. So long, peace out, and God bless y'all.